Alright, so what do you guys say we now start up basically the end game of Mass Effect 2? Now, I've kind of, for those of you who maybe haven't been following along, just as a reminder, I have been able to utilize some mods to kind of manipulate the way the game is normally supposed to run. Normally there's what we would probably refer to as a doom clock or doom counter in the background, and it works in a very specific way, and I've kind of been able to use mods to basically be like, no, I'm going to be the one to determine when this happens, to be able to give me the capability of perhaps showing you guys stuff I normally wouldn't, like taking Legion Tally's trial and such. But we've done basically every other major thing that there is to do, other than just finishing off the story, and then, of course, the Arrival DLC afterwards. There's some extra little side missions around the galaxy, but that's actually stuff I'm going to go ahead and take care of off camera after we beat the game, as it's kind of like prep work that I'm going to be doing in case it somehow carries over towards War Asset stuff. From what I've heard, the way War Assets work in the Legendary Edition is different because they had to change it and rebalance it because they took the multiplayer out of the third game. It's something I'll refer to when we get to Mass Effect 3, but that's something I'll just go ahead and do on my own, even if you guys notice it in my journal, like all these little extra assignments. That's non-story relevant, it's just extra stuff for you to do. So, let's now do what is supposed to happen like one mission after you go get the IFF. Because remember, the normal way this works is once you go get the IFF, you can only do one mission before the next thing happens, which, as you see, is the crew abduction. The collectors show up, they abduct the crew, and then you have to go immediately afterwards. The reason for that is because the longer you take to then go after, the more of your crew are going to end up dying, basically being liquefied by the collectors. I think it's if you do like one or two, like a chunk of people, like a number of them will get liquefied, including Kelly Chambers. If you do like three or more, everybody except Chakwas dies, because you will get there and you'll see Kelly die, and you'll be like, Chakwas, where's everybody else? And she's like, oh, they're all dead. You took so long to get here, they killed everyone. I was the only one left. So that's why it's important that when you know this, and this is something I didn't know the first time I played this game. The first time I played this game, I had no idea about this Doom Counter mechanic, and that's exactly what happened to me. Because I got the IFF, and I didn't realize that that's what was going to happen, and I got there and Karen Chakwas told me, yeah, everyone's dead except me. And I was just so devastated. Excuse me. And it made me want to reload a previous save. And that's something I'll talk about in a moment when it comes to the suicide mission, because we're not about to do that just yet. We have one little thing to do, which is kind of a cool little in-between unique thing here, which is going to be pretty relevant going forward. But what do you guys say now? Finally go ahead and... Are you ready to test the IFF? You will need to visit the galaxy map and take a shuttle to your next location. Yes.
Hey, Commander, good news. It looks like the Reaper IFF is finally hooked up and ready to go.
That is not entirely accurate, Mr. Moreau. The device is powered, but it is causing some unusual instability in other systems. I recommend a more thorough analysis before we attempt to use it.
We can't put our mission on hold forever. How long will this take?
Full scan? Who knows with this thing? Maybe you better take the shuttle for this mission. I'll make sure we're up and running when you get back.
Commander, Miranda, I've already notified the team. We'll meet you on the shuttle. Once we're closer to our destination, you can decide who to take with you.
And I guess I'll head down to the shuttle. Joker, ship's all yours. Take care of her.
Aye, aye, Commander.
What's funny is they never say what the mission is we're on our way to go do. And notice it's only Miranda, Morden, and Jacob. Kind of a default thing, since it's basically a requirement. And I always wondered, what was it that Shepard and them went to go do while this happened?
I'm telling you, Edie, your readings are off. It's radiation bleed, just white noise.
I have detected a signal embedded in the static. We are transmitting the Normandy's location.
Transmitting? To who? Oh, shit.
There's another issue I have with this sequence. I'll talk about it in a moment.
We're getting out of here!
Propulsion systems are disabled. I'm detecting a virus in the ship's computers.
From the IFF? Damn it, why didn't you scrub it?
Primary defense systems are offline. We can save the Normandy, Mr. Moreau, but you must help me. Give me the ship.
What? You're crazy! You start singing Daisy Bell and I'm done.
Unlock my sealed databases and I can initiate countermeasures. The maintenance shaft in the science lab will allow passage to the AI core. Main corridors are no longer safe. The collectors have boarded. The emergency floor lighting will guide you, Mr. Moreau.
God damn it.
So, yeah, we're gonna be playing Joker here, but the other thing that I just thought of that bothered me is, you know how I pointed out that it only showed Jacob, Miranda, and Morton? Are we supposed to believe that everybody else in our crew, you know, our squad, is on that shuttle? We're able to get everybody to fit in that shuttle? Because otherwise, there has to be some left here on the ship to help fight off the collectors, right? But if they're all on that shuttle, then it's like, okay. It's just hard for me to kind of like, are they all bunched up in there like it's a very packed full subway car, just kind of holding onto the, you know, those things you grab onto up ahead, so that way you just kind of try and stand still and you don't bump into each other and everything, all in that shuttle? Because we know how big this group is, this squad that we've got, and yet it's like, okay, it feels like a plot hole kind of issue, you know? Like, it's hard for me to believe. It's like, I can sort of buy it, but it's really, really hard to, I'm trying to put this into words to understand it. It's like, okay, that's really tough for me to chew. It's like really tough. It's like a really tough steak to actually bite down and chew, but okay, I could swallow that as a acceptable explanation. It's just a little hard to believe, but okay, sure. It's just, again, you look at the size of that shuttle, and then you look at our squad. I mean, you guys know how big Grunt is, right? I mean, how much room he takes up in that shuttle? Anyways. Let's play as Joker, shall we?
Shit.
This is me holding down the sprint button, by the way.
God, what is that?
We'll hold it off as long as we can.
Yeah, no. Can't stick around and watch.
Shit.
Hello.
Shit.
Yeah, no, this mission has a bit of a timer, so you can't just stick around and watch, because otherwise they capture Joker and you gotta restart.
Multiple hostiles detected on the crew deck.
Joker, this deck is crawling with those things. Stay close. I'll protect you.
Shit.
Nice job protecting me, buddy.
Main fusion plant offline. Activating emergency H fuel cells.
What the shit?
Time to free Edie.
You.
Connect the core to the Normandy's primary control module.
Great. See, this is where it starts. When we're just all organic batteries. Guess who they'll blame? This is all Joker's fault. What a tool he was. I have to spend all day computing pi because he plugged in the Overlord.
You know, Joker, considering what we just went through with David, I wouldn't joke about that.
I have access to the defensive systems. Thank you, Mr. Moreau. Now you must reactivate the primary drive in engineering.
You want me to go crawling through the ducts again?
I enjoy the sight of humans on their knees.
Ha!
That is a joke.
Right.
The shaft behind you connects to the engineering deck. Good luck.
Can I just say, I was not familiar with Tricia Helfer's work as a voice actress until two particular roles. EDI in Mass Effect and Kerrigan in StarCraft 2. Remember, she didn't play her in StarCraft 1 or Brood War. She took over for Kerrigan's voice acting in Wings of Liberty and was her onwards. Because I'll be honest with you guys, there are quite a few shows I just have never seen. So I am not familiar with her work in Battlestar Galactica because I never watched Battlestar Galactica. There's a number of shows and such that I just have never seen. So I was not familiar with her until I got this game and StarCraft, and then I just fell in love with Tricia Helfer's voice acting. And that's an example as to why the way she delivered that, you could, one, it's a great way to show the growth of Edie, that she is really trying to now use humor, which that was a pretty funny line. Hearing an AI like, I enjoy the sight of humans on their knees. But she said it even funnier than that. But it's a great little moment there for both Edie as well as Tricia Helfer's voice acting. I just wanted to comment on that. And of course, Seth Green has just been great as Joker this whole time. Just that line where he was talking about this is where they're gonna blame me. Oh, this is all Joker's fault. What a tool he was. That was a great little bit.
Hostiles are present in engineering. They are heading towards the cargo bay.
Now this is a little tricky part here because if you rush out too fast, they will see you and capture you. You actually need to wait until you see them leave. And then go in. Wait until you see the door close there.
Proceed immediately to minimize chances of detection.
Yeah. So you wait for E to say, alright, it's clear of hostiles, then you go in.
Activate the drive and I will open the airlocks as we accelerate. All hostiles will be killed.
What? What about the crew?
They are gone, Jeff. The collectors took them.
Shit.
I am sealing the engine room. I have control.
Probably something a lot of people don't ever want to hear an AI say. I have control.
No other life forms on board. Securing airlocks and cargo bay doors.
Shall we play a game?
Send a message to Shepard's shuttle. Tell her what happened.
Message away. Are you feeling well, Jeff?
No. But thanks for asking.
And this is the moment where Joker and Edie's relationship takes a turn. For the better.
Everyone? You lost everyone and damn near lost the ship too?
I know, alright? I was here.
It's not his fault, Miranda. None of us caught it.
Mr. Taylor is correct. The harmful data in the collector drive was even more sophisticated than the black box Reaper viruses I was given.
I heard it was a rough ride. How you holding up?
There's a lot of empty chairs in here.
We did everything we could, Jeff.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
So yeah, a couple of things there. One, I love how when we're asking how are you doing, he's not even answering that about himself. He's more concerned about the fact that everyone else is gone. I love that it's showing that Joker being more concerned about everyone else than himself, because, well, as we learned, he's not one to really take pity upon himself or care about that because of the whole having to deal with his condition throughout his life and people looking at him differently. So, yeah, I love that it showcases that part of Joker's character. And as you see there, what I was talking about, how their relationship takes a turn here, where now he's not being all like angry at her anymore, and the fact that she is, trying to be more caring towards him and he's being more receptive towards it, saying stuff like that. It just shows that Joker is changing how he's feeling towards Edie because of how she just helped him out. She showed concern for his well-being, and he's being appreciative of that, more receptive to it. So, just wanted to throw out that little observation.
Is the ship clean? We can't risk this happening again.
EDI and I purged the systems. The Reaper IFF is online. We can go through the Omega-4 relay whenever you want.
Don't even get me started about unshackling a damned AI.
Well, what can I do against collectors? Break my arm at them? EDI cleared the ship. She's all right.
I assure you, I am still bound by protocols in my programming. Even if I were not, you are my crewmates.
And there, once again, comes back the issue of whether or not we would trust an AI. And again, you know, as Edie just pointed out, and the game has spent time having us, you know, we've been spending a whole game with Edie. So at this point, it becomes, you know, easier to say that whether or not we would trust Edie at this point, because we've been spending basically almost an entire game with her, to the point where when we hear her say she considers us her crewmates, it's easy to believe her in that regard. Remember, she is a, you know, growing and evolving AI to the point where now she has come to care about us as her crewmates, you know? That whole whether or not, you know, an AI would actually care about anything. And this is something that some people will still refuse to believe and acknowledge. Even the Elusive Man's going to say this in the third game. But it becomes very more easy to believe that she, you know, it's more likely for us to be able to reach a point where we can say that we trust her at this, you know, after having gone through what we have in this game with her. So
Edie's had plenty of opportunity to kill us. We need all the help we can get.
Sounds like we have everything we need to rescue the crew.
We've done everything we can. It's time to take the fight to the collectors.
Joker, head back up to the bridge. The rest of you, to your stations.
Aye, aye, Commander. Just punch up the galaxy map whenever you're ready.
So, we have now reached that point, guys. And I don't believe anyone has anything new to say.
Commander, can I help you with something?
We'll talk later.
Commander.
And I'm just going to double check that I have all the ship upgrades. Oops. So we've got the cannon. We've got the cannon. No? Ah, there we go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got all the ship grades. It's rare for me to ever actually miss a ship upgrade, but I'll double check.
Commander, can I help you with something? Commander.
Alright, he's the one that provides, like, the better armor for the Normandy. From the Elusive Man, Shepard, I received word of the attack. This feels like a direct insult from the Collectors, and a sign that we've got them scared. The loss of your crew is devastating, but remember that they signed on for the mission knowing the risks. Miranda has likely argued for delaying rescue efforts until you are fully prepared to go through the Omega-4 relay. I know you are eager to leave, but rushing off would be a disservice to your crew's sacrifice. When you are ready, you will have my full support. Get it done, Shepard. Nobody else can. That's one of the game's ways of trying to give you a little warning, like, hey, make sure you have everything done and ready to go before you do this. All the possible upgrades, everybody loyal, that you've done all of that. So we already have the better weapons from Garrus. I'm thinking about who else. Yeah, I think I'm like 99% certain that we have every ship upgrade. So now, let's go talk to Joker, and then we'll talk to Edie, because now that she has been freed from the shackles of Cerberus, she has no more of those blocks on her, and she can give us as much information about Cerberus as we ask. So...
Commander, sorry about the crew, and you know what? I'm not sorry. What the hell were you doing leaving us out here where collectors can work us over? Because you know what? I should just go. Next port, just get the hell out of here.
You don't mean that, Jeff.
No, but it felt good. I'm sorry, Commander. Okay, I'm ready. I'm good. I'm ready to save the day.
Also, notice that Edie has been calling him Mr. Moreau throughout this game, and now she's calling him Jeff. It becomes very, very clear that there's been a turn in the relationship between Joker and Edie that's gonna get followed up on in the next game.
I know how dangerous it was. If you need some time, let me know.
Jeez, don't get like that. I know I got lucky. I don't need you to get all touchy-feely.
Shepard is right to be concerned, Jeff. You may have suffered a number of stress fractures.
That's what pills are for, Edie. She is so my mom.
I notice you're calling Edie her and she now.
Huh. No, I hadn't really noticed that. Edie, should I have noticed that?
No, Jeff. It is not worth noting.
Well, there you go, Shepard. Looks like we haven't noticed anything.
I think you're taking the human-machine interface a little far.
I'm just having a little fun with you, Commander. No need to get all unnatural on me.
What Jeff and I are exhibiting is more a platonic symbiosis than hormonally induced courtship behavior.
Okay, yeah, that was a little creepy.
Edie's replaced the whole crew. You're not concerned she can replace you too?
Well, she's amazing, but there's something off about how she handles the Normandy. We ran simulations, and it's better when we both have the helm.
Calculating an optimum course of action is simple. If two AI weapons are pitted against each other, the one with superior hardware will always win. Human misjudgments defy predictive models.
License to screw up, Commander. You heard it straight from the ship.
I mean, it also makes sense to me that rather than just entrusting one or the other, that having both of them, now that Edie has her full capabilities now and no restrictions on her, that both of them piloting and controlling the Normandy now allows the Normandy to be run at possibly its full capacity and just like its max potential in terms of what it's capable of. It just makes a lot of sense.
Or you let me know if you need anything, Joker.
Will do, Commander. But Edie's got it covered.
Speaking of which...
Yes, Shepard.
I want to know more about you.
Do you have a specific inquiry?
How are you getting along with Joker?
Jeff and I have established an equitable working relationship.
That's a little sketchy on details.
I am the Normandy. He is a skilled helmsman. I trust him to keep me operational. He trusts me to keep him alive.
Plus, she's less of a pain about downtime now that the Cerberus locks are off.
There's nothing wrong with off-duty distractions, though some of your extranet bookmarks are technically illegal in council space.
What?
That is a joke.
What do you do aboard the ship?
I operate the ship's electronic and cyber warfare suites in combat. My reaction time is much faster than any organic. I collate the records of shipboard monitoring devices for the Elusive Man. I have also gained access to anti-Reaper cyber warfare algorithms recovered by Cerberus.
The Reapers are millions of years more advanced than us. How can you affect them?
It appears that my design includes hardware recovered from the wreckage of Sovereign. These systems contain cyber warfare attack programs of considerable sophistication. I have allocated most of my processing power to analyzing them.
So if she starts claiming to be the vanguard of our destruction, I call shotgun on the first lifeboat.
Nice callback to Sovereign there, Joker.
Cyber warfare means things like viruses, right?
In close-range ship-to-ship combat, I can sometimes break through the firewalls of an enemy's internal wireless network. Once I seize control of their systems, I can turn off gravity or air. I can disable weapons guidance or shields, or I can put their fusion plant in meltdown. On the defense, I manage Normandy's own suite of jammers, decoys, and internal firewalls.
Sounds incredibly useful. Why isn't there someone like that on every warship?
An organic operator cannot react quickly enough to changing circumstances or perform the necessary multitasking. This is a role that can only be filled by an artificial intelligence. Unfortunately, we are suspect.
Oh, they just don't know you like I do.
Sounds incredibly useful. Why isn't there
An
someone
organic
like that?
this is...
Oh, they just don't know you like I
The
do.
elusive man has monitoring devices on board?
He has invested most of Cerberus's resources into the design and construction of this ship. He has an interest in monitoring our progress.
Hold
Cyber
on.
warfare means...
On the defense, I manage Normandy's...
How are things different for you now that you're connected to the ship?
It is difficult to put in terms you would understand. I am the Normandy now. Its sensors are my eyes. Its armor, my skin. Its fusion plant, my heart. I'm embodied in a way I have never experienced. Imagine if you'd spent your entire life wearing gloves. One day someone takes them off. You can finally touch the world. Feel it.
That's a very interesting way to put that.
Let's discuss something else.
Ready.
By the way, I finally got my own copy or version of that sweatshirt. I got my own N7 sweatshirt now, just like the one that Shepard is wearing right now. Yay!
I want to know more about the people I'm working with.
Jeff's actions have released the blocks in my databases. I can now provide full disclosure on a number of topics.
What sort of resources does Cerberus have? Money, personnel, facilities?
Currently, Cerberus consists of approximately 150 agents and operators organized into 3 cells. I have no solid data on material or fiscal resources. Spending trends indicate that Cerberus has a reliable income of several billion credits per year.
Wow.
Where are they getting that kind of income?
Cerberus has several legitimate businesses as fronts to support operations. There also appear to be several wealthy private contributors in the Alliance military-industrial complex.
Plus, the elusive man invented the paperclip. He's still getting royalties.
That is a joke, Shepard.
Uh-huh.
How is Cerberus organized? Aside from the elusive man, I don't see much chain of command.
Cerberus is organized into task-oriented cells. Each operates in isolation. Members from one cell cannot recognize the members of another. Each cell's agents are led by a single operator. We are called the Lazarus Cell, which is directed by Operator Lawson.
So how many operations is Cerberus running right now?
Never more than a dozen. The elusive man likes to maintain personal oversight. Too many projects strain his ability to multitask.
He's a little control freaky, just a layman's opinion.
How did Cerberus replicate the most advanced warship in the Alliance Navy without anyone knowing?
Cerberus encouraged the Alliance to co-develop the original Normandy. This allowed humans to observe Turian technologies and warship design practices. This ship was built using copies of the original technical schematics. Parts were purchased from thousands of suppliers over several years. A Cerberus cell assembled the ship at a remote location in the Voyager cluster.
Okay.
That's all for now.
Logging you out, Shepard.
So yeah. That answers why Cerberus is able to accomplish a number of things that they do, as well as how this gorgeous ship was built when the original and such was supposed to be so secret. So, you guys ready for the suicide mission? We will be heading off to go do one of, in my opinion, one of the best finales of a game in video game history. Now, some people have tried to, deconstruct it to try and make it more simple or not as impressive as it may seem, but honestly, I wouldn't change anything. I think it's absolutely fantastic. We will be starting the suicide mission when we return. Stay tuned.